I'm Nancy. I lead partnerships here at Clay. I'm here with Uzair, who's the founder and CEO of Iron Horse, a growth marketing agency known for being both human-led and AI-enabled. So we've been working with Iron Horse for a while now, and they work with amazing enterprise, mid-market, B2B companies, helping CMOs, marketing demand gen leaders turn target account lists into real pipeline. I'm super excited to announce that they're also one of Clay's newest studio partners, one of our top partners, bringing in the marketing demand gen expertise that pairs beautifully with Clay's quality data foundation and focus. So excited to be here formally today around the partnership announcement and our work together.
Yes, super excited. It's been brewing for a while, so it's real now, and let's go kill it.
Yeah, would love to riff on a few things that we've been working on together, observing about the market writ large. You know the marketing world better than most firms that we have met with, and I love to hear you talk about, how are you seeing AI forward teams really embrace AI in the field of marketing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the genesis is, I think if you look at marketing over the years, I feel marketers in general, collectively, corporate marketers, agency people, vendors have really overcomplicated marketing. It's become extremely fractionalized. It's become so toolified. It's become so functionalized. And as a result, nothing gets done or nothing is easy to get done. And if you back up to say what we are trying to do at the end of the day, we're trying to solve two problems. One is get discovered, which is completely changed in the last X months. I'd say, BC, before Claude, before November last year, things were different. AC, after Claude, after December this year or last year, things have changed. So how do you do things differently? You guys are a big part of it. And the second thing is get chosen. Now that I've kind of found you through LLM or however else, now I want to get you to do something. And marketers are trying to just simplify and figure out how you do those things. And I think you guys are a refreshing new way of doing those things by simplifying the end-to-end marketing workflow.
And how do you, you've seen this world for last few decades. How did we end up here?
I mean, as I kind of alluded to, too many things, too many analysts, too many waterfalls, too many frameworks, and we forgot the basics. At the end of the day, it's getting in front of someone and ensuring that they remember you when they're ready for you. And second, ensuring that you take the friction out and you ensure that they get to the information they want. That means rethinking how we talk to them, where we talk to them, rethinking what we allow them to have. The notion of it's only real if they fill a form. It's like, what world are we living in, right? So I think there's just these nuances. And then frankly, the biggest one, make sure that you're aligned on who you're going after. Because if you understand who you're going after and you have the right data foundation for your accounts and your contacts and your personas, that everything you do as a result of it just works. And there is no finger pointing between a marketing person and a salesperson saying this is crappy or this is not, or why are you going after this person? And we stop the infighting and we all start rowing in the same direction. And I think you guys for sure kind of preach that and enable that. And we all focus on everything up here and we forget the core, which is it all starts with data.
Yeah, super interesting. I'm also curious to hear your reflection on how has the concept of like great marketing evolved. So what did that world look like if we go by your time delineations before Claude and after Claude? So what was great marketing before that's no longer true today?
I think great was defined by us as marketers as great. I don't know if it was ever great. It was just great because we said it was great. And we came up with these vanity metrics and KPIs that says, okay, that is good. We over obsessed on first touch, last touch, multi-touch attribution. Didn't make any sense. We'd be over obsessed. We over obsessed pre or post HubSpot on everything inbound. And that was the only signal. Then you had the advent of account-based marketing. So then you're like, okay, well, you don't have to just wait for inbound. You can see account-based signals and we're going to go after that too. It's not or it's and. I mean, they sort of all exist. And now the world has sort of evolved to say you're targeting to both humans and machines. Because of AI, the noise level has just gone up 10x, 100x, and will continue to go up. You need to be found, not that you didn't have to be found off domain, but now you have to be found by humans and machines. So it's just gotten so much more complex. And the current tooling and architectures are just opaque, disjointed, and don't work by themselves. There has to be a much simpler orchestration strategy and layered strategy that is essentially headless and built for you that works for you, which is hugely different than I was used to doing what I did based on the platform I owned. The platform dictated what I did and didn't do. The business model dictated what I did or didn't do because it cost me too much to do certain things. And that gated sort of the ingenuity of marketers, the creativity of people to do what you feel is right. And I feel like with the advent of the stuff that's happening sort of, you know, AC after Claude, after December, we're sort of finally thinking about how do I want to do it? What am I skilled to do? What are things I have that actually I want to try and test and experiment? I don't want to lock into something. I want to do things in a way that my team can use. I want to build tooling where my sellers and my marketers live. And I think that's the mega change.
Yeah, yeah. So on that note, we've talked about Clay coming up more and more in conversations with your clients and new business. How are you seeing growth and marketing teams wanting to use Clay? Like, what is that entry point? What do these combos look like?
Yeah, I mean, the first one that sort of comes in is like, hey, can I get more performant? And so, how do I ensure that for everything I do, whether it's ads, and have better match rates in my ad platforms, whether it's ensuring that I have better dynamic scoring structure for different things I'm doing rather than be negated to a single scoring model. It's ensuring that I'm not sending a massive pile load of activity history for every account and contact that comes through my system to the seller that doesn't know what to do. So can I refine it more? And to me, my personal favorite is the whole notion of can we think about signals that matter? So when you're thinking about initially when we were looking at stuff, yes, we had first party data, we sort of used it. But our third party data was pretty much relegated to keyword intent from third party publisher sites. And that's such a narrow thing. And the hard part with that was everyone's using, every competitor of yours is using the exact same signal. And we over indexed on it. And it really never worked by itself, but we over indexed on it. But the fact that we can now take unstructured data, use marketing ingenuity to build interesting signals and test them, and then use that. So for example, one of the things we were talking about was like, hey, if you are selling a product, wouldn't it be cool to find out who has used your product somewhere else and they just changed their job in the next 30 or 90 days and talk to them? Something seems pretty simple, but not many people do it. So that's just a great example of unstructured data. I never thought I had it. So to me, I think that's the mechanic that I think they're most excited about is being able to use it across. And then as a result, simplify. That's what it's doing. It's just simplifying what they do and making what they're doing better.
Yeah, it's interesting to reflect on, you know, what you mentioned at the start of this conversation around so many tools, all these silos, the ethos of simplifying via, a single scoring layer that combines first party product data, third party intent signals. I used to sit in a silo depending on what tool you were purchasing, and net new unstructured data and massaged into a structured format provides so much more around upsell campaigns, churn prevention, life cycle triggers. And it's pretty exciting what marketers can do now that also removes the trade-off between personalization and volume, so that each contact, each account is enriched with the right context, whether it's role, tech stack, company signals, and to put together language that feels human, not massively templated.
I think the other thing that's also cool is it's or and. So, hey, I have something. Can I still use Clay to help me do more? I don't have something. Can Clay help me do this? And the answer is yes to both. Right. So it depends on what you're trying to do. So some people are like, hey, I like this, but I want to see what else it can do. And the answer is cool. There is a layered intent model that's super powerful. You should use it. But if you don't have anything, you can also create something to get started that's better than not having anything at all. So I think that's a really interesting thing too from a marketer's perspective. I think it's giving them flexibility. It's giving them agility to do certain things and efficacy for using what they have better. And I think that's kind of what that people we talk to are super excited about and just allowing them to sort of not settle. I think that's really, really cool. Like they're sort of relegated to like this doesn't work. And now you can say, oh, it didn't work because and let's try this. And they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. I didn't know I could do this and it would bump me up this way. So yeah, we're super excited. It's allowing us to have a lot of conversations in a much easier manner. And really just allowing marketers to be much more unshackled.
Unshackled as a superpower.
It truly is. Truly is. So awesome. So one of the things I wanted to ask was I know Clay is launching a ton of new stuff. And I know the marketing persona, which initially was not the core focus, is starting to become a big focus for you guys. So I'd just love to hear what all is coming from you guys and how are you thinking about marketing as a function in Clay?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a fun summer so far. Hot launch summer, as we call it internally. 12 new features over 12 weeks. And, we've been working on audiences and ads and working on some customers together there. I'm really excited about giving marketers the same superpower that Clay gave sales. So the ability to act on precise, enrich, real-time data at scale. This really goes back to what you described as data as a foundation. Clay really started with RevOps. That's our origins, our bread and butter. Our investment in that foundation there is exactly why more growth and marketing teams are also adopting it now to unlock new use cases. So it's been really amazing to see how Clay has helped enable and make modern ABM actually work. We use it ourselves and how we think about, going after our named accounts, how we think about seating charts at dinners. It's been really, really fun to see our customers tackle ABM in their own unique way that is their own go-to-market alpha. So that's been really, really awesome. And then the additional linkage with how to activate those lists, that data, not only across email, but also LinkedIn, Meta, Google Ads, and doing all that from one place. So that's been really fun to see and see that evolution in the last 6 months. And we talk about this all the time, Uzair, but really starting with this concept of audiences, because it's so funny. Like when we work with a lot of our enterprise customers, they don't know who their ICP is. And that's kind of crazy
Crazy.
because it's crazy. Because to actually execute on any go-to-market activity, you have to start with the right ICP. Like, is this the right TM? And from that, are we leveraging the right signals? This is something that should be validated against, something like close won, close lost data, and then loop back to marketing and form this bridge to RevOps. But I'm constantly surprised by how infrequently I see this as the norm and starting point. So I went on a bit of a ramble there, but it's been fun to see that evolution and also tackle, this broken old model that you have personally observed over the last 20 years on all this disparate tooling, fragmented data, a lead with absolutely no context that just generate all this noise that wasn't very helpful or usable, and seeing marketers just like light up at what they're able to do in today's world and with Clay is just really, really fun for us. So excited to invest more here. And that's also why this partnership is so exciting for me too. We've learned a lot about, we work very closely with partners like you to co-build and iterate on our product roadmap together and how we position. Uzair, you've been absolutely instrumental in that. And I continue to be excited about working with you guys around this topic, this meaty topic that is AI enabled marketing transformation. So when I think about, Clay's platform, with strong data foundations, orchestration, and pairing that with a team that is so strong with marketing led go to market execution and putting that together to help customers achieve like a full end-to-end motion, that is really exciting to me.
Yeah, my goal is collectively we will get rid of the three dreaded words that come out of the salesperson's mouth. And those three dreaded words are this lead sucks. Want that to be eradicated so that everyone is aligned that there is not a lead that sucks. We've done it together, and we can always improve because I think there is a too much of a you versus us. And as you know, GTM is really a team sport. We're a single growth team. It's not really even sales and marketing. Really, we're one single team that should be thinking about every together. And our collective goal is exactly the same. Put less on one side and get more on the other side. And how do we do that together? You need that constant learning loop and feedback loop to do it. And I think you guys are a really good foundational infrastructure that enables that. So yeah, excited about this partnership.
Same here. Love it.